Wait, you're a Bears fan and you're not subscribed to my channel? Before this video starts, make sure to 1. Hit the subscribe button below to catch all Bears content right here on this podcast. 2. Hit the bell notification because you, my friend, are a diehard Bears fan. And 3. Like this video and tell all the Bears fans you know about the channel. Alright, that's better. Now that you're actually subscribed to the channel, make sure to bear down and enjoy this video.
You're listening to Keek on the Mic.
Keek on the Mic.
A podcast all about the Chicago Bears. This podcast starts right now.
Keek on the Mic.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. But before I get this video started, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification below to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram page at Keek on the Mic. Make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with all the Bears fans that you know, and you'll also be able to listen to this episode of Keek on the Mic on Apple Podcasts. So, the Bears may get a much needed boost in the pursuit of quarterback Deshaun Watson. Apparently, Michael Vick was on FS1 talking to Nick Wright, basically saying that he is close enough to Deshaun Watson, and he plans to talk to not only Watson, but his agent, and basically try to persuade them to either choose the Chicago Bears or the San Francisco 49ers. This is what Michael Vick said, quote for quote. "If I'm his agent, I'm pushing to get with the best team. I'm looking to get with the San Francisco 49ers or the Chicago Bears." He then went on to going to say, need some defense, need some weapons. These teams are short of a quarterback. When I saw this, my mind was blown. Because sometimes it takes people like Michael Vick to get in the ear of these players. Maybe Deshaun Watson will listen to Michael Vick. He says he's close to Deshaun Watson. I don't know how close, but he says he is close. So any news revolving around Deshaun Watson, I guess, gets me excited. Obviously, we all know that Deshaun Watson has a no trade clause, so he basically gets to choose the team that he wants to be traded to if the Texans actually decide to trade him. But to me, this is a much needed boost because sometimes players are easily persuaded, and if Michael Vick and Deshaun Watson are actually as close as Vick says they are, maybe this does help either the Bears or the San Francisco 49ers. Will Michael Vick's talk actually work? That is a question that I can't answer for you guys right now. But nonetheless, it's very interesting news that I actually wanted to share with you guys. To me, if it did come down to the Niners and the Chicago Bears, I truly feel it comes down to what assets these two teams are willing to give up. What I mean by that, not only are you willing to give up multiple first-round picks, are you willing to give up those defensive stars that the Houston Texans want? So when you look at the Niners, they have, Nick Bosa. If they gave him up, maybe the Texans would budge. But at the moment, I feel like the Chicago Bears have more young stars. You have Roquan Smith, Bilal Nichols, Eddie Goldman. If you want to throw in Jalen Johnson, maybe Kyle Fuller. I know Khalil Mack is older, but you can throw in Khalil Mack. It just depends. So this news is nothing like breaking, but I just found it really interesting, and I really want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think Michael Vick's talk with Deshaun Watson may actually work? And if it did come down to the Bears and 49ers, let's say Michael Vick's talk did work with Deshaun Watson and it came down to the Bears and 49ers, which team do you think Deshaun Watson would choose? Let me know in the comment section below. But before we end this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button below and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on my Instagram page at Keek on the Mic. Make sure you share this podcast with all the Bears fans that you know, and you'll also be able to listen to this episode of Keek on the Mic on Apple Podcasts. Make sure you rate and review that podcast. That'll be much appreciated. But other than that, I'll catch you for an all-new Bears video right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, you guys.
Now this is a podcast all about Bears. You either cheering for this team or just pulling your hair. I like to take a minute, just sit right back and tell you how I became the #1 Bears fan. That boy is Benny Hunter. Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. people, this the intro. Sacramento, California, born and raised. In Antelope is where I spend most of my days. You talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down.